Hello. Let's hope that this time you don't have another power outage. Although this time not quite as serious if it were to happen.
All right, good morning, Europe, good night, Americans, and welcome to a new Grid Drive live stream. As usual, with Luke Carmona.
Hello, hello.
Any idea of what to expect today?
From what I understand, today's supposed to be about a bowling tournament.
Bowling?
Bowling.
Oh, that's my expertise then. So it's gonna be like we'll go to different bowling places, or how is it gonna be exactly?
Sorry, I'm a little silent here and there because I'm eating a very late dinner. I'm trying to not eat with the microphone on.
Oh, okay.
It's fine. Well, all I know is that because there was another streamer who I forget their name, who did it earlier this afternoon, or at least posted it earlier in the morning, and it was, I think, visiting at least a couple of places. It was like just as per the name, bowling tournament. So I guess just whoever can score the best.
I will have to do my best in that case, since I'm quite a fan of bowling in Second Life, even if I don't do it as much as I would like, because it usually requires people to play with, and not many people I have is usually willing to play. But I really like. I have one at my gaming site, my gaming sim, and when we have the opportunity to play, we do, and it's fun, definitely fun.
How is Vapor Game doing in terms of visitors and such?
I mean, I don't do that much promotion of it, so it's just there, available for anyone to join, and from time to time I have people joining, they go there with a couple colleagues or so, they play, and yeah, I mean, it's not, traffic-wise, it's not the big thing, but they have people from time to time going and playing, and yeah, it's decent enough. Decent enough.
Well, and for people who have, well, how about you tell people what Vapor Game is specifically?
So Vapor Game is my game room. It's like my sim. It's a sim I have where I have several games like GC or how do you call this one? Greedy and Blitz 31 and Esquipo and Bowling and many others. So yeah, it's just a scene focus. Is quite small, so it's not very heavy, and it's full of tables to play different kind of games. So yeah, that's pretty. It's a place for people to gather, to play some games together, have some fun, and yeah, that's pretty much it.
As a too long didn't read, it is a synthwave themed arcade.
Ah yes, it's synthwave themed. So yeah, if you want to join, you just have to look for Vapor Game in the search window or something, and it should show up there. The region is mature, so you don't even need to check the adult filter in order to find the place. For some reason,
All
my
right.
model is moving weird today, wonky, or it is okay.
Let's take the sidecar. Why not?
Okay. Can you send me the HUD?
Yes.
Alright, so how did you see Protocap yesterday?
With 22 people that tried to race, well, let's just say 21 because one of them was kind of a phantom dropout. No idea what happened there.
We need to look into that. I really want to know what happened there, who was it, because
That's going to be really hard to ever figure that out until they reveal it, so I wouldn't worry about it too much. So yeah, 21 people raced yesterday, all at once, in little tiny prototype cars. You know what? I guess we could show it right here. I'll just res one real quick so people can see what it looks like. So to my left, once it pops up, there it is. And that Roy just bumped into. That is a Proto Cup. It is a smaller, it's basically a smaller, lower tier version of our GT Super Endurance GTP class cars. They drive exactly the same as the GTP class, the faster cars, which are racing tomorrow, by the way, with 6 different teams with between 9 cars. That'll be a lot of fun. Multiple people taking turns driving the cars. But these cars here, they drive the same, but they have less power. It's basically like a beginner's kind of entry-level prototype class for people either not in GTSC teams or people who haven't accomplished a lot in the FBA, who want to have a chance to race in a less controlled, I won't say less controlled, but a less rule-heavy environment. It's more of a nice, easy show up, get the car, race, and have fun kind of thing.
yes, for people that has not had yet their moment in other FBA bigger instances, Protocap is the perfect environment because champions and other winners are excluded from there. So yeah, basically it's a chance for other people to shine, to call the attention of the teams, of the rest of the drivers, and who knows, in the end GP2 had a similar purpose, and that helped, for example, people like Naomi to call the attention of his and to become GTSC champion the following season. So it can apply to any other. There are several drivers in there with the quality to achieve important things in any of the major categories. So definitely. I hope that the season runs well. I mean, yesterday, besides the a lot of people that we had and some chaos that there was, I think in the end the races ran quite smoothly, and I only had one complaint. The rest,
Oh, you mean you only had one complaint from someone?
yes, only one person complained about the races because of the accidents and stuff, but everyone else, no one did. So
That's not bad for 21 people,
yes,
especially when
definitely
they're
fine.
all. Yeah. So, yeah, no, whole thing went really well, all things considered. So, kudos, good job for hosting that. Went well.
Well, I'm happy to have this category.
All right, actually, I think I forget I need to adjust a couple of settings before we set off. I think so. Maybe I do. No, I already have everything at minimum. But we'll see how it goes.
A sidecar that is gonna be the main actor of one of the regular events that we'll have this season. Every 2 Sundays we'll host the sidecar. It's not really a series because there won't be any rankings or standings or anything, but it's gonna be a regular event.
Yeah, it's the first race is next week, and as Esther said, it'll be a bi-weekly, not so much of a series. There will be 7 races total over the course of the rest of the year, and they'll each be standalone events. There are no point standings, no teams. All you have to do is show up with a partner of your choice. Could be a different partner every race if you so choose, and just see if you can, how well you can do. All that's really up for grabs are medals and bragging rights. Now, I do remember what setting it is I needed to adjust before we set off, but we'll worry about that later. If I start to lag out too much, I'll take a relog opportunity, at which point I'm going to minimize my maximum texture resolution to 512.
Oh yeah, I get the purpose of that.
Because my main culprit isn't necessarily so much loading all the mesh in, it's all the textures that come with it. Because everything's gray for most of the time, and that takes up a lot of my bandwidth. Well, those things can drive on land.
Oh yes.
But we're up in the mountains, literally.
Technically they are both for land and for water, right?
If you stick near to the water, sure. Otherwise, you kind of risk popping the thing. I'm trying to go kind of quickly, but not too quickly. I don't really have a middle gear in between slow and race.
Almost that one almost doesn't load for me.
Oh. What's your draw distance set to?
I have set 64. It's not too much, but otherwise things go really bad in terms of frames. I mean, it's already bad in terms of frames now. I have 6 frames, but if I increase the drawing distance, it's even worse. So I prefer to have to load the scenes when we are close to them than not being able to see what's going on.
I think I'm at 128 maybe.
Naomi says, looks like a safer neighborhood for you this time. Yes, I hope just they are just not. Yeah, actually, it's the general part of the continent, so it should be completely safe in theory.
Yeah, this is the Corsica route.
Not even suggestive stuff.
So. See, my frames are starting to drop quite a bit here. Getting into the more detailed section of the road.
Crossing is still a thing, but that's alright. We are used to it already.
Yeah, the crossing itself isn't so bad right now for me. It's making sure that I don't run into these people ahead of me. Cause sometimes they blip backward and it looks like I'm about to run into them. Oh, sim crossing right on a hill. Okay, that was good. No, freeze. Okay, I'm good. All right. We can turn this into a semi-podcast kind of thing. Our idea that we're probably not going to be able to do because there's no way I can do it on Mondays. I'll just ask a simple question here. Who do you think impressed you the most today, or yesterday, in the Proto Cup races?
Impressed. Okay, let me think. Okay, let me open the results so I can have a little refresh of what happened.
Yeah, I don't exactly have an answer to that myself right now. I just kind of figured, hey, that's a good question to start with. Let's see what I can.
I mean, there are people that I already expected to have a good performance, such as Zenitho, Naomi, Clifford.
Yeah, those are probably wouldn't qualify as impressive. I mean, they were good drives, to clarify. But
I mean, I couldn't say. I could say surprised, but not surprised. Like I couldn't expect. I don't think that it could happen, but a surprise, that a good surprise that it finally happened. That Arno got his first victory in an FBA series. This time, in this case, in Proto Cup. Considering how chaotic it is, this series, how he usually deals with issues as well during the races with the controller and stuff. We saw last season in GTSS that it was real problem for him sometimes to qualify into race A because of that. Seeing him finally achieving the victory has been a surprise that I'm glad to see.
He's had some really good drives in the past. It's just a matter of the consistency in dealing with the traffic. And I think this time, considering that race 1 he was starting up toward the front, or where did he qualify? Do you have those results?
He didn't start that in the front. I mean, for race 1 he started in P12.
Okay, so midway, just about midway, pretty much right smack dab in the middle. So to start smack dab in the middle of the pack, and then toward the back half, he was in the front of the back half of the pack. And to race his way to the front, not just race to the front, but then pull a massive gap as everyone else was killing each other behind him. Consistency wins all the time, most of the time. So, certainly very impressive. And it's not his, I don't think it's his very first, I mean, I think he's won heats. He's won GTSS heat races in like B's or C's or something like that. But I don't know, has he won outright? I think at GP2 he's won outright in races.
GP2, I don't recall if he won. He got podiums. He got a podium for sure.
Well, okay. Well, either way, it wins in official races that aren't heat races are rare to come by for him. So this is a very good achievement for the guy. Very proud of the guy of him, and losing my train of thought now because I'm looking at the bowling rink here. It looks did I say bowling rink? It looks really nice here. I like the colors.
You have to join, I think, this little screen next to me.
I'm Okay, fine.
I mean, if the goal of the drive is to play bowling, we have to play bowling. Okay, can we start now the game? Start the game.
Well, you go first. I think it's gonna make you go first. Yeah. So, where'd the ball go?
Okay,
Maybe
I
too far
guess I
back.
need to be here, like in real.
Yeah, I'm gonna mute for a moment so I can eat a little bit more. So just a minute.
Okay, yes, we have to be here in front. I have another bowling system that you start here and the animation does the thing of reaching that point. But here you have to actually be in the lane. Naomi says, GP2 last season 1 podium, no wins. He's come a long way considering it was the first race of the season and people are figuring out how they will deal with it. So it was the first victory for Arno in an FVA event.
Oh, cool.
Looks turn wherever he wants.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah, that was definitely the first and most satisfying surprise of the event. Also, Kurai, which is one of the it's the multi-account of one of the Supernova racers. The last signing from Van Wiedelmin for GTSE. He's also taking part of Protocup, and he also made P2 in the first race and P4 in the second race. So it was average the best result of the event, because I remember JC yesterday that mentioned if Clifford was the one with the best average result, it was not really Clifford, it was Kurai, because he got
really?
P2 in one race and P4 in the other. Clifford made P3 and P5. So Kurai actually got the best result average.
Oh, well, neat. So yeah, the reverse grid's kind of doing.
Considering, I mean, the previous experience of Kurai is the Supernova races, which in terms of chaos is a good environment to practice, but to get these good results in his very first FBA event is really good performance, definitely, and someone to pay attention to, because it can be perfectly a contender for the championship at the end of the season. I will see how he develops in GTSC as well, where the competence is way more complicated as well, but still I feel that the teams in general in GTSC are stronger than last year in average, and Van Wiedelmin will definitely have a team to compete for important things against other teams that have strong names in their lineups.
Well, from what I hear, Clifford is going to be missing a majority of the races, so probably be back for Tokyo, but
why is Clifford missing it?
I don't know. Why do we keep getting splits? Okay, you finally didn't get a split. That was the first time we did not get a split. Very nearly did, though.
It was a strike, was it? No.
No.
Wow. More surprises. Let's see. Let's see. Hina got P5 in the second race. That was a very nice result. Tron got an average good result. P7, P6. What else? Daisuke didn't have a very good result in the first race, but he had a good one in second race, P7. I mean, I wouldn't say there are too many surprises besides those ones, because the rest are more or less the results that we could expect. I mean, knowing this driver, because some of these drivers we know.
Hang on, sorry, you're up.
Okay, some of the drivers we already know, and we could expect more or less where they could finish. And I think in general they finished where we could more or less expect, comparing the rest of the drivers that we're racing against. So yeah, not that many surprises, but still the few ones that we had are relevant to consider. The victory from Arno, the good results from Kurai.
I think of the 21 people that were there, well, 22, but let's just say 21. Was it 8 or 7 of them? Or no, 8. Was it 8? 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8. It was 8 of them. 8 of them were Alpinium drivers, and they all drove the exact same car, and it was really hard to tell who was who.
Oh yes, was that picture in the drivers meeting with half of the seats were all Alpinium drivers. So yeah.
Yeah, all in the exact same suit. It looked like they were stormtroopers or something.
But I have to say that that's really something that I appreciate that Arno does. Like, he actually looks for people to join the races, and he bring people to the environment. He works with them, and in the end, not half, but 1/3 of the race was people brought to the racing environment by Arno, and that's something that must be acknowledged, at least, at the very least. Great contributions that Arno does to the environment with the Alpinium structure. Also, in the end, now I recall that Yorkie didn't race in Proto Cup. I was expecting her to race. Maybe Naomi can tell or something.
I mean, I'm sure it probably had to do with how many people were there. I mean, everyone kind of expected it to be crazy. It didn't turn out to be quite nearly as crazy as we thought it would be, but I can understand why people would be apprehensive to try. There we go, another strike.
How do you do the strikes? I'm unable to.
This bowling system is a little bit different, or at least the pins and the physics are a bit different than the last one we did. I stand here in the corner and then aim right in between the frontmost pin and the one to the right of it. And then I go to 100%. Oh, almost.
Look, that's one, come on. Naomi says, Yorkie had to miss the first race due to real life reasons. Was planning to join, but at this point... it was actually a strike. Good.
Oh,
but
cool.
at this point, considering the sprint, I suggested maybe giving it a miss for now. I mean, I think none of us expected that we will have so many drivers.
I did, but I didn't know it would be that many. Oh.
I mean, I would expect maximum 18. I was expecting very maximum 18, but we got even more, 21. So yes, lot of people. Yeah, I think...
What? How'd that miss? It went right through it.
We didn't target it correctly.
Heidi beside us, I think, struck everything but 2. Oh, there you go.
And now I got the key for the strikes. Not gonna fail anyone. Anymore. Nice. So yeah, that's pretty it. I think results more or less expected, except a couple of surprises, but I'm glad to see that there were many rad drivers. I'm glad to see that almost no one complained. So that means that the race was enough acceptable for most of the participants.
Was that a strike?
No.
That wasn't even the pin that
Yeah,
was
like
standing up at the end.
if you move the pin but it doesn't fall, it doesn't count as a strike. That's the thing.
Oh my gosh!
That's what I
It
was
it
comparing
scooted.
for.
It scooted all the way to the back corner.
It happened to me as well before.
Well, I think this might have put you in the lead now.
I don't know, you are way ahead at the moment.
Wait, how? So, see, you're, well, yeah, I guess so.
I was with a 52, you are with 93 because you got more strikes before. I mean, now that I know the technique, but I need to come back and that's gonna be difficult.
How? It passed right through it. I saw it pass through the pin. So this is gonna be tricky. I'm gonna try maybe 60% and just kind of nick it.
So here it comes the other question. What do we expect for today's race in GTSE?
Oh, come on! You're kidding me.
Nope.
You are kidding me.
GTSE, what are your expectations? I can see already 3 teams, or 3 cars better said, that in theory should be fighting for the win, which is more than last season.
You said 3 cars should at least be fighting for the win?
Yes, at least 3 cars fighting for the win. Just for the win.
Yeah, that would be number 93 Evergarden, the number 60 LCR, and who else? The 9 Hiss.
No, I was referring to the Evergarden 77 and to the...
Oh, that's what I meant. Yes, sorry,
Yes.
I mixed up numbers.
Yes, exactly. Evergarden 77 should be contender for the win, in theory.
I figured out your trick.
So now it's too late for me to come back, I guess.
In terms of who of those 3 could win, I don't know, because honestly, I feel like in terms of raw speed, it's gotta be the 77 of Valky and Thunder. But that depends on how focused Valky is. But she's gonna take it seriously, I know it. And when Valky takes things seriously, goodness, she's quick.
Yeah, I think is that the 3 cars have all of them 2 very strong drivers. To me, they all have. Yeah, it's very. I mean, maybe the weakest of all of them might be Kira, because she doesn't race that frequently anymore, and maybe she loses some pace. But still, even Kira. Remember that Kira is a GP1 race winner. So that's an idea for anyone that's gonna watch the race of what kind of level we will have in GTSE. Because that you have JC that's gonna be racing with Kira. JC is the driver with the most championships overall achieved in FDA. Candy Tomorrow that is one of the best for many years now, particularly in this in races. On top of that, Candy in races where there's not many traffic to deal with, she's particularly good, because it's true that maybe Candy is one of those drivers with Emi that get the most affected by traffic usually because of being too kind. So when there's not that much traffic to get in her way, Candy, it performs really well. The other day in a test race that we made, she was the only one capable of keeping Luke's pace.
She did really well on Friday with all that traffic. My technique has stopped working.
And then you have Evely, who is the current champion of GTSE. You also have Valky, who is a GP1 champion, and already GTSC race winner as well last season. I won, by
Alright,
the way.
well,
Nice.
Oh, you did?
Yes.
Hang on. Where's the score? It's all so blurry. It doesn't want to load in.
You
Wow.
have to
How'd you catch
focus.
that? Jeez. That's a lot of strikes to finish off.
And at the end we have also Thunder that, to me, from what I saw last season in GTSS, Thunder is top 3 drivers in FBA at the moment. With Luke and with JC. To me those are the top 3 best drivers in FBA. So yeah, it's gonna be a really tough battle, but still, the rest of the teams, there are a bunch of them that look really competitive. Like the other Evergarden car, the 93 with Zenitho and Hina, the 2 best drivers from the Supernova races, together in a single car. Those are gonna give good battles, as well as Van Wiedelmin, that I believe that their lineup is quite strong, considering one of them is a rookie. We have Ragnar, that from the Van Wiedelmin has been consistent at the very least, and Kurai, now that we saw in Proto Cup yesterday that he has a good level. What else? We have the Alpiniums, where they will place their best drivers in a single car, who are Arno and Nikuri, and also some Katias. Some Katias that got before in the grid games, by the way. Let's remember that.
Yep, hang on. Real quick, I'm going to relog because I'm
Okay.
switching to 512.
And of course the other LCR car with Luke being one of the drivers, that's already a super plus. Plus Tron Udal, that in Proto Cup he didn't get very super high positions, but it was decent enough in both
But
races.
he finished in 6th place. in
6,
the,
6 and 7, right? It's a very good result in that case, yes. Tron, that is quite consistent by now. So yeah, in the end there are a lot of cars. I mean, there are those 3 that to me are the faves, but then you have other lot of cars that I just feel that the level overall has increased a lot compared to last season.
And who's to say that it's only going to be those 3 who can win races or even finish on the podium? Because we've got the issue of pit stop accuracy, not so much just initiating the pit stop on time, which is going to be 10 times easier with the Jester now, but making sure that you stop in your box within your parameters that are within the boundary, so that because last season my team, I think twice I pit, or maybe 3 times I pit outside of the box by mistake. Or screwed it up somehow, so we had to do a
Oh yeah, I remember. Naomi said, by the way, Kira might be determined though, a score to settle with Anubis from last season. Yes, I mean, Kira is definitely a high tier driver. I just feel that since she doesn't race that often, she might not be in fully shape. But if she is in shape, Kira is definitely a contender for a race win. So if she properly takes the time to practice and all that, she will do a very strong combo with JC. JC is already a well-known and consolidated champion. So there are no doubts that LCR car will be one of the faps for the victory. But yes, as Luke was saying, being the fastest doesn't really matter if you mess it up in the pit lanes. Pit lanes in GTSE in particular, pit lanes is way more relevant than in any other category. Messing it up in pit lanes in a GTSE race is equivalent to pretty much losing any chance to win that race, or even sometimes to get a podium. So people really need to practice the pit lanes. Don't underestimate them, because something that we always do during practicing is doing a lot of laps, doing the best laps, the better laps every time, perfecting our line, whatever. But not many people pay too much attention to practicing the pit stops. I'm not talking only about GTSC, I also talk about GP1. And that can be relevant because there are ways to enter pit lanes faster.
Yes.
There are ways to get into the pit box faster than others.
Mm-hmm.
And the same way, there are ways to leave the pit stop faster. So if you don't practice this, even if you may not notice, you might lose few seconds in the way, or in GTSC even more, if you don't pack properly or if you just get a penalty or something.
People take pit stops for granted a lot in racing because they think it's just oh, my tire's low or my fuel's too low, I better stop now. And I mean, obviously it can play a big strategy as to when you pit, because some cars with their tire fall off can, like, if you pit too early, then you'll have no speed at the end of the race when the tires are too worn out, and so on. People can a lot of people pay attention to that part. What they don't pay attention to is how to make the most of those pit stops, because that's how I tend to win a lot of my races with pitting.
Is your HUD working properly? Like, is it guiding you, giving you the right
Did you
direction?
press page down did you press page down when we were done?
So I am in checkpoint 1, leg 1. Checkpoint leg 1? Why am I in leg 1?
No, load leg 2. I'll
Okay.
pull over.
Leg 2. Naomi says the Costa was focused on to a large part. Avoiding a drive-through and a decent pit was 50% of the race. Definitely, yes.
Yeah, there was one team in particular, MD Racing, who lost a ton of time nearly every race in the pits, which is they were the big reason which inspired me to finally try and make the pitting a bit more streamlined with the gestures. I mean, someone had come to me saying, hey, you should make gestures, make it work with gestures.
I'm good to go.
And then I was a bit apprehensive because I didn't know how to make it work properly, but we have it to where the gesture only works for the driver currently in that particular car, so no one else can, troll and spam a gesture who's not in the car and then screw it up by making people pit when they don't want to. So that's not a problem. But so I'm glad I figured that out, so that now people like MD Racing, who were not very quick at clicking the cars and the menus to get things going, can have a much better fighting chance.
So yeah, I also forgot to mention MD Racing before, that MD Racing will also be... They finished P3 last season in the championship, so also Don Romario ended P3 in the Drivers' Championship, so they will also be...
P4.
P4. Was it P4?
Because I got third. Well, okay.
Who was
Okay,
P2?
yeah, right. Okay. I'm sorry. He's the fourth driver in line. He got third overall because Naomi and Evely tied for first, so I got second overall,
Yes,
but
yes.
third in line.
So
yes.
In the Drivers' Championship, that's how he finished. So MD Racing is another team that will be in that strong fight in the midfield. That I feel is gonna be... I feel that the midfield itself is gonna have way more action than the first positions, because there are a bunch of good teams in there. So yeah, we will see.
Yeah, I think Alpinium kind of weighted a lot of their talent toward one car as well, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes. They have Arno, Nikuri and Sam Katias in one car, Sam Phoenix, Krikri and Babolu in the other. I don't know how Sam Katias will perform.
I mean, he did okay in the Proto Cup, and we know he's relatively consistent considering the fact that he was able to beat a whole bunch of people in the grid games who were messing up because they were just trying to go too fast and cut the corners too tight, and kept hitting walls. And Catius just, for the most part, glided through, taking advantage of people's misfortune. He wasn't the quickest one, but he was by far the most consistent.
Yes. But it's certain that that's one of the best chances for Alpinium to achieve podiums like it was the last season in Darkside. That consistency was key for them in order to achieve the podium, and I'm pretty certain that Arno is aware of that and will do their best to make the best pit stops and just do the best pace they can do in the race. So yes, good contenders in general.
They don't have Jack Taylor this year. Jack Taylor, who has been racing in Second Life for decades, officially retired after the conclusion of 2025A.
I saw him the other day, I don't know where, but we were having a race and he joined the region. He didn't race, but he joined the region to watch, I think, or something.
Oh. I must not have been around.
Slow down. There's a caution. Be careful.
Yeah. I mean, some drivers come, other drivers leave. In the end, this has always been how motorsports and life in general goes. But I'm glad to see at least that I feel that we are now in terms of people attending the races and the overall level, we are possibly in the best spot we have been in FBA so far. Like, I don't think we have ever had so many drivers participating and so many good drivers, like drivers contenders for podiums and victories active all at the same time.
Yeah, and even the drivers who have been around for a long time they've all improved as well. So, like, for example, when all this started, not trying to toot my own horn, I promise, I didn't have too many challengers on a regular basis, but now I do.
Yeah, I remember when I joined FBA the first time that there was these 3 drivers that every time they raced in the same race they got the podium every single time, which were Luke Carmona, Jesus Crisp and Eli Bennett. Every time these 3 people were racing, they got the podium. It was impossible that something else happened. And in the end, it's true that Eli is gone, so we cannot count him now, but even if to me Luke and JC are still the 2 best drivers in the grid, at least now it is possible to fight them, because before the fight was who was going to be P4 after the 3 of them, but now the drivers actually can't attempt to take wins over them. So that's also a thing of how people are the overall level in the category is increasing.
Yep. I'd say some of it also has to do with the equipment that we drive. It's gotten, I'd say, easier. What would you say, easier? Because a lot of the cars that we started with were fairly difficult to get used to. They were a bit clunky compared to what we have now. I am down to 2 frames per second right here.
Yes, me too. I mean, the cars now, are the cars now easier than the GP1 Season 1? Yes. But still, I believe that the cars being 2 way easier is not that of a key factor. Because
No, I wouldn't say it. I'm not saying it's like the key factor. I'm just saying it has a slight play, like in terms of the overall spectrum of the amount of competitiveness that we have out there. Not just for wins, but overall.
I mean, yeah, I mean, definitely having easier cars make the categories more accessible and helps people to only focus in what really they need to do, which is driving and not anything else. But I could say, for example, that GP1, even in the last season, was still enough complicated in terms of systems. Like, okay, season 1 you have 9 tire grips, different kind
They were
of setups and,
Just
damage to the car. But in the last GP1 season you have the party mode with the crazy what was the crazy mode, the push mode. Party mode, the push mode. Then you have the different tires. You have to switch between stints. You have to adapt to the grip of that stint. So in the end, GP1, for example, was still complicated in the end because
I'm talking about right now in this modern time. Last GP1 season was nearly a year ago now, and those cars, in my opinion, are too complicated.
I mean, yes, but by then we already had some drivers that today are. Evelyn, for example, was already part of that GP1 season, and okay, she didn't manage to get a podium yet because she was still very young in terms of FEA racing, but she was already quite competitive by then. So yeah, I mean, right now, how the things are right now definitely helps people to access the categories and to be more competitive if they don't have to focus on that many variants. But yeah, I mean, maybe GTC either, because it's only the pit lanes really. Yeah, I mean, it possibly has helped. I mean, we have to see when the GP1 season starts again if the cars are any close to that difficult. How
They're not going to be. I'm not going to make them as difficult as the last season. They were too complicated. They're going to be dumbed down a bit.
Yeah, we will see. But yeah, it would be interesting to see how current drivers could move in the environment of a GP1 season with those cars. But I still believe that some would still perform well enough. But yeah, definitely having easier cars makes the categories more accessible, and that helps people to. Because in the end, if you make the cars very complicated, they will get bored very fast. Like, why I have to do all these many things in order to drive properly? This is too much. What people want to do is something like Trackmania, you know? Just sit in the car and...
The main problem that people had with the last car was that you would have to put in so much effort to learn all the different ways to perform, to drive your race. Like, oh wait, are we changing vehicles?
Yes, we have with a boat now.
Did they tell us to delete our last vehicle?
Yes.
Okay, just making sure. I know exactly what we can drive, because this will be funny. You'll love it. It won't make sense at first, because you'll probably have driven this already. You're like, oh, I know this. This is fine. However, it's really funny to drive on the mainland. What was I saying?
GP1?
No, but like specifically, what were we? Oh, right. The main problem that people were actually having was it's because the cars were so complicated in the different ways that you had to figure out how to run your race because of the different power levels and how they affected your engine and the tire wear rate and all that stuff. It was a lot of work leading up to a race that could be destroyed in mere seconds as soon as the lights go out. So it's trying to dumb them down makes it so that people can still practice a lot if they want to, but they're not going to feel as though all of their effort was. It won't. For some people, it might still, because some people are going to take it so seriously that they'll practice, and try and come up with every little strategy they can, even if the cars are dumbed down. and they'll still feel like feel like they got screwed over, but it won't be as frequent. Okay, so let's see. Full speed. Let's see what happens. Ready? You'll see here in a moment that this thing likes to bounce, and these look normal. These little simulated wave hops, but sometimes they like to turn into a rocket. Maybe.
I mean, it's true anyways that
I lost
GP1.
control. Oh,
Okay.
I lost control. Oh, there we go.
Interesting jump.
See? Sometimes you can go. There we go. Whee!
I mean, I like the way we drive with this.
So just to let people know, this thing is designed specifically for a jet ski racetrack on a single region. It's not meant for mainland driving, so it doesn't do this on that single region. Emmy and I, 2 grid drives ago, were using this thing, and we got some air, about 3 times as high as this one time.
Yeah, one of the cool things of GP1 was the Formula 1 vibe in the end. That it forcefully makes it a bit difficult. But I also believe that the way GP1 was oriented, at least before, was to be a bit elite, let's say at least. That people that race in GP1 are expected to be actually high quality, really high quality drivers.
You can be blunt, it's fine. Drivers are expected to be good.
Yes, they're expected to be good, to be high tier drivers. Ouch.
My
Wait,
camera
I got
screwed up.
stuck.
I'll wait for you.
Okay, I'm back. So yeah, that's the thing, you know. In the end, people that are expected to be at they're expected to be the highest level. Oh my god, again.
You should turn your draw distance up just a little bit for this. We're in the water.
Okay. Okay, it's done. So yeah, that's the thing. So and for as anyone that has a high level, it is expected also to be able to do more things, to be good at more things than just driving, and that means being smart at designing strategies or at choosing the tires you have to do every pit stop and all that stuff. So yeah, GP1 is supposed to be built for different, is for people that build different.
It's a series that is supposed to be taken quote-unquote seriously. I say quote-unquote seriously because sometimes people take it a bit too seriously, and it's good to see passion, but at the same time it's Second Life. We can't, there's only so much we can control.
Yes, but you know, the thing is that people feel like real drivers in the end when they are there. And who doesn't
Just
like
go
to
to-
feel like a real driver?
It just goes to show how immersive the series is.
Yes. Because
People
I mean,
people get very emotionally invested in it.
let's
like
be
if they-
realistic. Let's be realistic. In what other game or virtual platform you can simulate to be a Formula 1 driver? And by simulating being a Formula 1 driver, I don't mean driving a Formula 1 car, because that you can do in many games. I mean everything that's behind the races, like the paddocks, the interviews, the standings, the spectators, the fans, people watching at you, you having your beef with other drivers, everything that surrounds Formula 1, that's not only the racing itself. I don't think there's any other place on the internet where you can simulate that the way that we are doing in FBA in Second Life. And I say FBA particularly because I don't think there's any other category inside Second Life that can do the same. So that's the thing. FBA or GP1 more precisely in Second Life is the Formula 1 actual simulator. Not in terms of driving a Formula 1 itself, but on all the environment that surrounds the Formula 1 world. And that's why in the end people maybe get too involved, because they like to feel that environment, they like to believe they are Lewis Hamilton or Max Verstappen and win races and have
Well,
prestige.
hang on. That part I don't like, where people try to pretend that they're Formula One drivers themselves. I want people to feel like they're Grand Prix 1 drivers. They're not. I don't want people to come here and pretend to be, pretend that this is Formula One. I want them to live the GP1 experience, not pretend that it's the F1 experience. But it is a big difference in that, say for example, you can't get this experience in F1 25 or any of the Codemasters games before it, or even in iRacing, because even though you can race against other people, you're just racing against a bunch of what we'll say faceless names. You don't know what these people look like. Sure, you can have leagues and maybe you'll have some friends that you know the faces of, but you're just racing against other drivers. You don't have the environment of you can get out of the car, walk around, and have some fun, talk with people, and then you go do something else for the rest of the day. And just like it feels like we're in Second Life. We're living a Second Life by the exact definition of the name.
Exactly. And that's why in the end people really get that involved in the category, because it is a Second Life, and in that Second Life they are Formula 1 drivers.
It is in Second Life. It is a far more personal connection to your experience. It's not just your name on a results sheet and behind a server that's controlling a vehicle. You have your avatar in that car. It is your identity that you are controlling, in the entire time.
Exactly.
And you can create legends off of that identity. We have Hall of Fames and museums, and people reminisce about the past of very specific drivers, like as though they were like in Formula One. People.
What is the Hall of Fame of FBA? We don't have a Hall of Fame yet.
Not yet, no. But there have been Hall of Fames of racing in the past. Just with other things. What was I saying? Like people idolize Ayrton Senna and Michael Schumacher and Lewis Hamilton because they're amazing drivers. We get that here in Second Life. You don't get that with sim racing per se. I mean, you can have like Gregor Hutu. People know him really well, but there's no big household names in sim racing unless you're really. I don't know. Maybe there are. That might not be the best example.
No, but we have those that watch Formula 1 have this reference of Senna or Schumacher, but in FBA Second Life we also have those names that they are just limited to be known by the people in the environment. But I could say that Luke Carmona or Jesus Crisp are the Michael Schumacher and Ayrton Senna of Formula 1, just in Second Life. And in the end, those names, for those that are in the environment, are the names that they idolize and they want to pursue as a goal to become.
Yeah, but I don't think JC would consider himself of that caliber.
No, he wouldn't consider himself that, because he sometimes doesn't even consider himself top 5, but still he is. I mean,
because we got so many people from the past. There's Andy Guffler and shoot, what the heck is his name? Shoot. There's just some extremely good race SL drivers from way back when.
Yes, but that's like saying, yeah, Niki Lauda was also a great driver, but Niki Lauda is from a time, Max Verstappen is from another time. We can compare them, each of them in their respective times, but we cannot say Niki Lauda is better than Max Verstappen or Max Verstappen is better than Niki Lauda, because they are different times with different vehicles, which also applies in Second Life in the end, because the cars. Maybe today, if I drive in the same car that Jaffo Tendace was
No,
racing.
that's the name. That's the name I was trying to think of. Jaffo.
So Jaffo Tendace, maybe if he races today against me in a GTSS, I destroy him the same way that if I race against him in a Moto SL back then in 2008, he destroys me. But because we are in the end adapted to the time or where we are. And it's the same way in Formula 1 in real life. Probably the time when Formula 1 was the way it was in the 70s, it was a kind of Formula 1 where people of the nature of Niki Lauda could perform better than a Max Verstappen, while nowadays in 2025 Max Verstappen would be quicker than a young Niki Lauda if he suddenly happened to be born nowadays. So in the end, yeah, in the end the cars are people shine depending also in the era where they are born in terms of racing, and this era of racing adapts better to our way to handle it. But that's fine, that doesn't make us better or worse than anyone in history. It's just different moments in history, and we must acknowledge those that highlight in their respective eras of racing. If in this era JC is one of the best, even if in 2008 he was trash, then nothing happens. He just needed to wait until the right era to perform as he could really prove in the right environment. And nowadays to me is top 2.
Yeah. Oh, geez, big boat.
We are about to arrive, by the way, to our destination.
Oh. Oh yeah, turn your draw distance down now.
It's been fun with all the jumps and stuff.
I think in reality we'd be sick.
You are done with
Jumps
this
aside.
vehicle, please delete it.
Yeah, jumps aside, that thing works well. If the jumps, if the massive jumps weren't happening, that'd be a really good. Yeah, it crosses sims really well.
I mean, that's equivalent on a road with one of your cars to get stuck and be sent to the parcel next to it. But since
Well,
we are in open sea, the effect is different and somehow pleasant.
Well, I mean, that only goes straight up. Mine get shut off to the side. That's what's completely different. I can still control the jet ski just fine. It's a heck of a lot better than the tugboat. So what are we doing now? No, gotta walk forward.
Yeah, we have to move here.
How about here? I'll do this. We'll do a kind of a special thing here. If I can figure it out. What was it called? DVG number 77. And then I will delete the auto return, or not the auto return, the 60-second delete. Let's see what next. I need to.
It's one of the cars that will be raced in GT Super Endurance.
I need a reference. Actually, hang on. Safety car. Perfect. So I'll grab. Where'd it go? Oh, right, because I misspelled it.
The waypoints are loaded.
Let me just fix that real quick. And then I'll rest this because that's got two-seater functionality. I need to. Where's the prim? That little tiny prim right there. Unlink. make it visible so I don't lose track of it. Someone used you as a TP point.
Kissy kitty.
Alright, I will sit here and use it as a reference so I can position this thing. Yep. It's gonna be a snug fit in here.
It's alright.
A little bit more off to the side. My arm's outside. That'll do. That'll do. Alright, then I stand up. And then I edit. And then I link. Hide that. Shut this thing out because it's making a lot of noise. EVG number 77 and then hyphenate two-seater. And then just pick it up so that it can reset its link sets. Okay, you drive, it's your car.
Alright. I hope I don't suffer too much.
I would recommend the slow gear. I'm gonna mute for another moment so I can eat.
I think that these fences are phantom because I was already colliding against them.
Oh, we just passed the main HQ where we pick up the HUDs at the start of the drives.
Oh, was it here?
Yep, it was behind us there.
I'm struggling a little bit to see. If you see that I'm being a disaster, just let me know.
I mean, so far so good.
Olivia is here. Marked.
Alright, so I can assume that number 77 on this car is for Valky, because she would be the primary driver, yeah?
The thing is that since actually both of them use the 77, because
Oh, they do.
Thacker also uses the 77, so I thought I just play 77, why to make it complicated?
Yeah, sure. Alright, now why does the other car have 93?
The 93 is because Hina uses the 99 and Zenitho the 33.
Oh.
So 93 is the... It was 93 or 39, but I feel that 93 looks better.
Mm-hmm. Now, what about the first number that you originally selected? That I forget what it was. It was 3 digits.
It was 973 because it was going to be originally Hina 99,
Oh, I see.
Thunder 77, and Zenith 33. That's why the 973.
Oh, yeah, hang on. I'm stuck.
Oh.
I'm gonna teleport to the next sim because I gotta stand up and sit again.
Good.
Go. I'm good.
So yeah, I didn't complicate myself too much with the numbers. I just took the numbers of the drivers and made a bit of a mix.
Yeah. That's how we did our number together. What was our number? It was like
4, 5, 6.
4, 5, 6.
Actually, a cool,
45.
a cool name, a cool number it was.
Yeah, because you were 45 and I'm 06, but we can't have zeros before numbers, and we can only have 3 digits max. So 4, 5, blank 0, 6.
I mean, I think at the beginning we thought on 506 because my first number in FBA was number 5, but I changed to 45
yeah.
after someone stole it from me.
Was it Nico?
No, it was Valentin.
Oh, that's right. You could technically claim it back, you know.
Just
But you've associated yourself so strongly with the 45. It's probably a safer option for SL racing because less people are likely to choose it.
still, I saw someone already who's using the 45 in Stuart's racing. I don't
Oh,
know
that's
who
right.
of them is it. One of them is using the 45.
Canis.
Canis, that's it.
Yeah, no, if ever they were to race in an official series like GP1 for whatever reason, you'd obviously get the priority for it. Just like, for example, Don Romario probably would get priority over number 4 because he's been the most recently and long-term committed with participating in FEA events when Biller has not been. He's been gone doing his own thing in Spirit Racing League. So and then Sam Phoenix for some reason has moved to the 44, even though that's Milla's number.
It would be cool actually to do something like SRL where you can register your number.
Yeah, but SRL has suddenly started registering multiple people of the same number. I guess they just kind of didn't want to deal with telling people, no, sorry, you can't do that. You're gonna have to change your paint later or something like that. Oh gosh, power!
Yeah, this thing doesn't want me to get in.
But for GP1 at the very least, I do have. I don't have it listed, I think, in the rule book. But what obviously drivers from the previous season have the numbers reserved. I think early on, if a driver wasn't in the next season, their number was open. But I think what I need to do is open it up to where it's, I guess, at least 3 seasons the driver has reservations for their number, and it renews for every season that they participate in. So if you take part in a season, that's 3 seasons down the line that it disappears. If you take part in this next season after that, it resets. It's the next 3 seasons that you can have that number. Once you stop driving in GP1, then you have 3 seasons before it disappears. If you don't participate in 3 seasons, then someone else can take it.
That's more or less how it was with Formula 1 as well, right? There are like 2 or 3
Yes.
years where a number cannot be taken.
Mhm.
What the hell? Hello?
Here, hello, what's going on?
Where am I?
Oh, we're moving. We're currently moving. We're still on the road. It's the curb is steering itself. Sim crossing now.
What's going on? I was in I don't know where, but completely different place.
Are you back now?
Wait, let me see it again.
But yeah, you returned after we hit the sim crossing, so it kind of fixed itself.
Okay, I think we're good now. Still, not many people identify with the numbers, eh? And this is a thing that it is a thing very from at least in Europe. I guess in America it's different, but in Europe it was more a MotoGP thing, like to link drivers to numbers. And at some point, Formula 1 started to do so as well.
Oh yeah, because Formula 1 for long. Whoa, are you? Did you crash again? We're driving very all over the place at max speed.
I'm seeing crossing some weirdly. I don't know where
Are
I
you
am actually
oh.
at the moment.
Okay, well, we're stuck right in front of a restaurant.
Where am I? Wait. Okay. So yeah, this is something that was later adopted by Formula One, and I guess that's why some people is not that attached to their numbers, because unless you were a MotoGP fan, this thing with the numbers is not that trending in Formula One as it is in MotoGP. But it still is cool to have a number attached to you that identifies you. And
We just got overtaken by an aircraft.
And I think not many people is exploiting that thing yet of branding around their number.
Well, people try to, but we don't have any series outside of GP1, and that okay, GP1 is the only active series that I'm aware of where your number is yours alone and it's strictly enforced. In SRL, it's kind of enforced, where they have registers, and if someone else uses a different number and someone else has it first, it's like the heads of SRL aren't going to immediately say no. It's if the driver who first had the number says, "Hey, sorry, I'm not okay with this. Could you please change your number?" Then it would
Can
probably
you
be enforced.
place ourselves in the road?
Yeah. GTSC, we have strict number rules there too, but it's team only. You have drivers who share the same car, so not the same thing. GT Super Series, you can't have that because the cars are like all those cars in the pack have default skins that could that have a bunch of the same number on them. So it's just I don't want to enforce it there either. It's too difficult.
So GP1 is the only one where you can actually play that.
Yep. And fun fact, the reason why Candy runs around with number 41 is because Marie Robbins has had a claim to the 14 in pretty much anything stock car racing, which is where I think it really only mattered for Candy to have to change her number at some point, because she used to race in SRL quite a lot with us, and Marie was there first, so they had 14 locked down. And she's just stuck with 41 ever since.
But that's only in the stock car, because in our races she uses the 14.
In GP1, I think, if she has the opportunity. Because she's used 14 otherwise for decades. This area is so detailed. Struggling. Really, I'm frozen right now.
I'm surprised how patient are you being, because to me it looks like I'm driving horribly bad.
I hit the brakes up where you are right now, because I'm gonna crash if you keep moving.
Slow down.
Careful, because we have one of these dangerous areas.
In fact, I
at
might
the
have
left.
already. Yeah. Well, I think I might have already crashed actually, because the internet is now getting so bogged down that your voice is starting to cut out.
Ah! Oh,
Are you still driving?
yes.
I said stop moving.
Ah, okay, okay. Okay, I
Yeah,
stopped
because
it.
now I'm stuck. Yeah, I'm. How the heck did I get ahead of you?
Where are you?
Oh wait, I'm not ahead of you. Your car is now flying through the air. What? Hang on. Okay.
Good.
Yep. We're right next to a four-way sim crossing. Be careful. Has anyone been talking in the chat?
Naomi, the last thing she said was blame Mercedes for party mode. Also, now you mentioned before, I think she's referring to Jack Taylor when we were talking about him before. It's frustrating because he was doing better at Summer Nights that time. Then the computer issue, new machine, then no ability to survive the race. She's referring to Jack Taylor again.
Yeah, his new PC didn't really seem to help in the end.
No,
I think it was more of his internet. Because he does okay when it's low traffic, but as soon as there are a lot of cars, he struggles really bad.
yeah, that's the thing. Like Jack Taylor is a good driver. I mean, in the right. I mean, if he had no issues, he would be a good driver because he has proven more than once that he has good speed. God, let me cross the fucking sim. Thanks. He proved more than once that he has traveled. I even remember once that we had one of these random races could be or something that we raced at an oval. He won that race in an oval and we were like the usual drivers there racing, so he actually performed well. So yeah, Jack Taylor is a good driver. The thing is that I don't know what's wrong with his internet, but that's that was really the big problem he had back then.
He just doesn't have the bandwidth to handle so much going on at once. Remember, too, he took the very first ever GT Super Endurance pole.
Yes. So he decided in the end that someone who could be a good asset for the environment isn't able to because of external issues to him in the end, because he doesn't depend on. I mean, I don't know what possibilities he would have in terms of hiring internet speed in the country, but I guess if he didn't do it, it's because he just can't, at least yet.
Up to the right here.
My God.
Up.
Yes, I'm just freezing.
Whoa!
I know. I just couldn't
Oh,
control. My
There's
God.
the road is a sim crossing.
My God.
Oh gosh! Of course, there was a sim crossing going up the hill.
Let me in.
Keep going. Okay, yeah. Oh, they're guardrails.
Okay. Oof.
Alright, find a parking spot. These are all full. Maybe go to the other lot over there, across the street.
Okay. What? Move! Back a shit, but it's anyway. You will return to this vehicle later, so yeah, do not remove it. Walk into the bowling alley, so we're gonna have another bowling game.
There are only 3 lanes here.
One of them is free, we are lucky.
Talking on hiccups. I always get hiccups after I eat something. Hang on.
You have to join.
Yeah, I know.
Good. Okay, now that we know the technique, we are gonna win.
Assuming the physics are the same.
Anthony asking, what's the best viewer for mainline driving performance? I have no end of issues with Firestorm and Cool VL. Cool VL.
I have never used anything other than Firestorm.
Turkey says I use Alchemy. I have heard about Alchemy already several times, actually. It is a viewer that I wanted to try at least for races, but I never did in the end, so I should consider this week download it and give it a try, because if it really performs well, could be a good option for races, at least for when I live stream, because it's true that might be that some races I have some frames drop sometimes, and if it doesn't happen with that viewer, it's really convenient in the end.
Oh, come on. That pin was hit and it just slid.
Slid is not enough.
Oh, hang on. I need to hit the checkpoint that's over here. I
Olivia
don't know why
says, I use non-PBR1 Singularity, I find it less headache. Singularity is another one that I heard about. Actually, that's what the one that JC was using, I think. Singularity. I don't know if he
I have no
still
idea.
uses it, but he used to. And other drivers also were using it. But this Alchemy one is becoming quite popular now. Turkey says, I can tell you it made really huge difference. I normally could not give up on Firestorm, so yeah, I definitely have to give it a chance. Singularity still works? Wow, yes, Singularity is still there. It does, yes, I use it for traveling or sail races. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna give it a try to Alchemy. Need to look into it later. That was not a very good shot, I guess. Look. You're muted,
Oh.
I think.
Yes, I was muted. Sorry. Yeah. It just decided to find gaps through pins that really shouldn't have been there. Anyway, you didn't hear me say it the first time, but take a look at the Proto Cup channel of the FVA Discord
Okay, let me.
after your set.
Good. This time, yes. Okay, let's take a look. What's the drama now?
There's no drama. You'll appreciate it when you see it.
Oh yeah. So it's official now. The Alpinimus cars will not be all the very same. They will have a distinctive color, each of them, to be able for people, for us particularly, to.
At least on the nose.
Yeah,
He IM'd me earlier saying that he was watching the stream and couldn't tell who any of his drivers were.
Yeah, because so yeah, Alpinium cars will have different colors apparently. You can check the Protocap channel on the FBA Discord server, which you will find at the description of this live stream. Protocap channel, there you will find what color will be each car. So far as Evapolu will go with a blue color distinction. It's gonna be purple for Angelo, sky blue I guess for Herb, and no color for Sankatias. San will go with the regular livery. Krikri will go with an orange, San Phoenix with pink, Nikuri with green, and Arno with yellow.
It looks like gold, kind of goldish brown.
Yes.
I'll just say gold. Yeah, that is a lot of cars. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
How
8.
9? I made a strike. What do you mean? It is your turn now.
Mhm.
At least we're having a better start than in the previous one.
Oh, no, come on! I saw it.
Yeah, because I mean, unless it's really out like this one, then this doesn't count like if it goes through.
The base on these pins are maybe just a little too fat.
Why always this one? I think that ball in specific has additional weight or something, because it's always the same one. This one, like,
Mm-hmm.
look, if you have to drive in GP1, what number would you choose?
60.
Okay, so instead of
It's
06, could be 60.
Yeah, because we can't have a 0 in front of the number to start in those kinds of races.
And why the 70 in the second?
Because it's just the next number up from that maintains a 0 in it.
Isn't it a reference to Donovan Michalski?
No.
Then 170 and not 50.
Because 60 is a lower number. Usually the head car has the... Oh, you fouled.
What? Ah, okay,
You stepped
yes.
forward over the line. Yeah, usually the primary car in a team has the lower value number.
Ah.
Or I shall say the smaller value number.
Okay, that was a bit of a disaster. No zero at the start of numbers. Torque says yes. This practice of having the zero in front, it's common in American series like NASCAR or IndyCar, but in European-based series, it is not allowed to have the zero in front. So you can have a 6, but not a 0.
I didn't walk over.
Ah, okay. I guess we are compensated somehow.
Like I was right here when I fouled. My
Uh-huh.
hitbox shouldn't be anywhere near that. Rigged.
Okay, we're in equal conditions now.
Ah, you can't.
But why are
I
you
get
moving?
Because I think I thought it was the line. I'm trying to get like a run up to get even more
No, you
speed.
just have to get. You have to stay close, like, not move. Stay like this and just throw.
No, that's not right. You shouldn't be fouled for moving, so long as you don't cross the start of the lane.
Okay, that was very unlucky.
Anyway, I forgot what we were talking about. Numbers, zeros. Yeah. Turkey said no zero. Yeah. So in NASCAR, real life NASCAR, there are cars that are even 0-0. But yeah, no. The only in SL racing, in like stock cars and Indy cars, that kind of stuff. Like I use the number 06 because that's the year that I started Second Life, and also because it's extremely unlikely that anyone else is ever going to just coincidentally choose that number as well. Only one time, a few months ago, have I seen someone use 06, and that was someone in Nova Racing.
I saw someone using 07, which is Donovan's number.
Yeah, that they were teammates. They were using 06 and 07.
Oh yeah, then yeah. Maybe they knew about you and they said, okay, let's copy these guys.
Yeah. Before that, though, my number that I like to use was 27. That was probably when I very, 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 very first joined SL Racing. I was thinking of using 27, but someone else was using it, so I figured, okay, I'll use 06 because
27, that number is familiar. Does someone use it like Kira?
I have no idea.
Or Kira uses 26?
I have no idea because she's hardly ever here.
This one, always this one.
Maybe try aiming for that one first next time.
And if I aim for that one first, then I don't hit any other.
Well, not first. Start like move from where it's like start where from I am on the far right corner. And just kind of have a hard left angle.
It seems to work for you.
Well, no, I always have at least one left over. But see if I go right here.
Not bad, not bad.
No, that's bad. Hey, what the? I
What
didn't
the?
release the. I didn't release the button. I wasn't done yet.
I don't know, but you did a weird move.
The penalty system in this thing is not right.
Okay, that was shitty. Shitty.
I always do the same thing, so I'm just gonna try straight down the middle.
Is that everywhere here? No.
That pin should be falling over. Just the base on these things, I swear, it's too big. So the other system that we played that other time, number of drives ago, those pins were too heavy.
That
So-
other one is the one that I have at my place actually. But those have three. You can set three different weight for the pins. So just the
Oh,
default
everyone-
one maybe it's too heavy, but you can set a lighter one.
Yeah, I think everyone who reses these doesn't change that, because it just always seems like you can never knock the pins down. In this case, you can knock the pins down. They're light enough. It's just that the bases are huge, so they'll slide and wobble a lot, but they don't go down. When they get hit even pretty hard, they'll just stay up. My only thought is that maybe it's like that because otherwise it would be too easy to get strikes, because we do keep hitting them down with only one or two left all the time.
Yes, that's true.
That being said, it's still frustrating.
Sounds like a skill issue, Yorkie says.
I don't like that argument.
Are you doing the crit drive, Yorkie? How did you score in these ones? Yes, finally. I closed with a strike, not bad. Good. You have to replicate the same thing other 2 times. Naomi is driving just now. So yeah, they are doing the crit drive.
I'll just stand in the exact same spot.
Didn't work this time.
I got a warning for aim mimicking.
What?
We're supposed to move between our throws, otherwise we get a penalty.
For real?
I don't like that. Again, another thing I don't like, because I mean, SL physics are not that consistent.
Exactly. It's like, why would you do that if anyways physics are not consistent and you will most likely not do the same shot? Actually, you didn't.
Mm-hmm.
But
I
don't
didn't move anything. Is that it?
That's it, and I won again. Sounds like they are trying to stop the times where I would have like a 80-90% strike rate. Naomi says.
Yeah, for this bowling tournament, they've set everything to hard mode.
Because if I stood in a certain spot and aimed a certain angle at almost full power, it was successful. I think it is an option the lane manager can configure. Okay, that would make sense. If you want to not have that restriction, that you can just disable it. Okay, page down by the way. Return to your vehicle. I'm returning.
Uh-huh. I'm good to go.
Action must be this one.
Yeah. Other way. Turn around. You're going the wrong way.
And doing what the arrow is telling me. Sit in your vehicle. Well, okay. To sit in the vehicle, then load the route.
Oh, you didn't even load the leg yet.
No. To stop people, okay, just Turkey saying to stop people standing in spot and doing the same throw every time. Turkey says found a really fun sim. Oh, it's part of the grid drive? This is loading a bit slow, but it's okay.
Drive in circles.
The waypoints are loaded.
That always works. Where would we go now?
I'm not sure why, but it loaded extremely fast for me. Yep. Oh, we're in a sim. A different sim now.
My bad. Montlaur is the name of the sim. Okay, I guess we'll find it at some point.
And back on the highway. And immediate faraway sim crossing.
I'm suffering. They're being passed by a wing.
That's a fancy truck.
Hey! Do you still play Trackmania, Luke?
I mean, I still have it installed.
I don't hear you almost.
Oops, sorry, my microphone was folded up. It's not really, no. It's been a long time. I still have it installed, but the Trackmania Nations Forever is what I have. I do not play the current one, the modern.
Where am I? What happens?
Well, we're just stuck at a sim crossing.
Okay. Thank God! Which one is the one you're...
Nations Forever.
Okay, forever. I guess it's the popular one?
No, it's well, no. The popular one right now is the current modern one that everyone plays like I don't know how to describe it, but like it's got daily races or weekly challenges or something like that. It's like it's not the kind of vibe of Trackmania I like. I like the original, the older ones from the mid to late 2000s, and Trackmania 2.
I felt like playing again lately because I watched some videos on YouTube. I'm so confused about so many Trackmanias that I don't know which one to go.
Nations Forever is free to play. You can
Good.
download it, play it at your own leisure. You can race online. There are still people who play online with it quite a lot, but you can only race about 5 times before you have to sit out and wait and just spectate one round, and then you can start playing again. Or maybe it's 3, but yeah. Oh!
What?
It's like you deliberately try to run into them.
I didn't have time to see them. No, I got stuck.
No, I'm editing you.
Okay.
Please slow down. Be careful.
Oh!
You want to swap?
Yeah.
You're stuck on a fire hydrant. Never seen these red reflectors in the road before.
Yeah, right? I can feel it now. Ah! Okay, maybe we can swap actually, yes. So I'm struggling quite a bit. I'm gonna turn the fan on a bit.
Slow down. Be careful.
four-way right in the smack dab middle of the road. Oh, yeah. Ow.
Some water.
That pin hurt my ears a bit. Whoa, it's a four-way. Yikes. Yeah, why? Why does it keep throwing me back?
You shall not pass.
It still baffles me to this day how so many cars in SL can not only cross smoothly but maintain their velocity, whereas mine either get thrown off to the side, or in this case it keeps getting thrown backward, and then you're starting from zero speed.
But do you know how that works exactly? How can you make a car to not fly like that?
If I knew, my cars would not be having this issue.
Do you remember when the GTS's cars slided a lot?
All of our stuff used to slide a lot back then.
It never happened again, right? Now I don't recall last time we had a car that slided, but I remember it was an issue back then. And
Also because because I've learned how to change the physical properties of the car, not so much the scripting of it. It's the slit's different, for one. Some of it does have to do with the script, because the cars they don't try and turn on a dime, like they're not GP1 style turning super sharp all the time. They're a lot stiffer, so when you have less turning power, the physics aren't trying to fight against the well, the car's not trying to fight so much against the physics engine.
Yorkie says, every mainline scripted vehicle pauses scripts and physics for a brief moment while crossing. More modern scripts wait for the avatars to be in place before resuming. So man, that's the trick that you are looking for. What, there was a prim in the middle of the track?
I don't know.
Do you also remember that update where the cars were randomly snagging points in the track for no reason?
That was not the car's issue, that was something to do with the platform itself, and even then it was not obvious because there was nothing there to snag on. It still happens at Sun Beach, down the main street.
But I remember when that update happened, it was crazy how hard it was recalling these old issues, you know.
I don't recall it being related to any update.
It was an update of the physics or something like that. Not an update for the cars, but the physics of Second Life. In preparation to the following update where the land impact of all buses got increased or something like that. Yes, I remember.
I mean, I remember that, but I don't remember if that was in the same update.
No, they were different updates. But the thing is that change of the physics was a preparation for that second update. And it had that side effect that no one expected.
Oh, another bowling alley. I don't want to do more bowling. I can watch you this time. I don't want to take part though.
Do you also remember that date when of the inputs delayed? The inputs delays. And that still
yes.
is a bit.
That was the PBR update.
It still can happen apparently to some people, but it's not like it was when the update was released, that it was critical. What other issues do you remember from old times?
I don't want to talk about car problems.
I mean, it's fine. There are things that no longer happen, but in the moment were a topic of discussion.
I don't know. I can't think of anything. Because there have been so many small issues, and I do not commit them to memory after they have been resolved.
Oh yeah, the checkpoint, true.
Unless they naturally commit themselves to my memory. I don't try to remember them. Oh, there's a score submit place here.
We are at a tournament location finally. Okay. Start game. Do you remember Tall Pines? I remember one race of in Tall Pines.
Hang on a moment, I'm chewing.
What? Let's play. Oh my god. I remember that one race in Tall Pines. I think it was the last event of 1GP1 season, my first one, where the last race was so laggy that Valky, that back then was not still one of the frontliners, qualified for Q3 because she was the only one used to have that much lag because of her old internet. And I think that following season we had a couple more races in Tall Pines and people was raging about the track and we never raced there again. I don't know why people don't like that track. For me it's fine.
Because Tall Pines is very short and it's very narrow compared to everything else we race on. And at the time, the chicane had blunt objects to play chicken with that if you hit them, you got stuck. I didn't build it like that. It wasn't on my sim, so I had very little control over that part.
Is this counting? I mean, it's not counting it.
And about it. And there are people who say, no, the tracks are too wide. Like, you guys got to race on narrow tracks. It makes it more realistic. But it's like, well, no, there's a reason why our tracks are so wide. It's from experience.
Okay, no, yes.
Not to say that narrow tracks can't be fun. It depends on who's racing them.
I know, for me, Tall Pines was always fine.
It's fine if you're racing with the right people. But for GP1, it's really, really short, so people get lapped real quickly. And because it's so narrow, on top of being rather twisty, a lot of drivers, as we know, and as I said in the stream earlier yesterday, a lot of people aren't very patient. So rather than wait behind cars for an opportunity to pass, they just find an opening, and even if it's not the right time to make the move, they go for it. and Tall Pines had a lot of places to do that.
Why am I have to move here now? I just want to play. Why so many instructions? Activate the drivers of second life. Okay. Activate.
For me, it's telling me that I have to begin bowling to continue, but I'm not going to. So, for me, the grid drive is effectively over.
Should play. It was just the last one.
I'm trying to finish up the steak that I cooked.
At 3 a.m.
No, I cooked it at 11:30. It's just taking this long to finish it because I've been busy driving and bowling.
Always this ping. Always this ping.
Oh, and by the way, no, I have not actually made the Proto Cup webpage yet. I fell asleep after earlier events. So I'm probably gonna have to do all that tomorrow after the race.
Okay, here you don't get a warning if you don't move. That's good.
Bill, did you wiggle your mouse even slightly? Because what
Yeah,
I did.
The mouse, yes.
Okay, so what I did, I got the warning because I didn't move a thing.
Okay, definitely I'm gonna score a very nice points for the standings, but whatever. I'm doing worse every time.
You're slacking because you don't have anyone to go up against.
Yes, have no motivation. Always the same ones here, my god.
Same ones.
Hmm. Look where the pin from the middle was moved before, eh?
Say again.
Almost the pin that is in the middle right now, it was moved pretty much to the border, but since it didn't fall, it didn't count.
No.
Okay, full power now. Okay, maybe the key is giving full power. Okay, last shot. Why? Almost a strike. Alright, that's it. I will finish with 141. Let's see in the overall standings where that is. Absolute shit. Was someone made, two people made the 300 points. Otoa Kiyori and Alexia Mystic. Impressive.
Neat.
Alright, we can page down now.
Teleport me into where you went.
Okay.
I'm just taking the hunt off at this point.
These two cars are only one Linden.
Linden or Land Impact?
One Linden dollar each one.
Hmm. Oh, it's not technically one Linden. I think you get paid back. It's over here. This little ground sign says public free. Yeah, it's for free. Cool. Oh, it's the Mesh Logic oval.
Page down when ready to continue. Okay, ready to continue.
Oh, it's Victoria Motors. Okay, and she's the one who's been giving me all of these assets over the years for like pitting, pit boxes and these overhangs. Like, hey, look back where I am. Astria.
I'm jumping.
Yeah, I see that, but
It is what the quest is telling me. Make coins until you get the
Destination
I did
reached.
it. Shoo!
so let's see. Over here. These look familiar.
Ah, yes, yes. I recognize this one.
And this car here, she built off of the GTSC scripts, or maybe GP1. I think I gave her the Season 2 GP1 scripts, and then she used those and made this thing.
Looks neat. I like it.
Hmm.
Looks like
And
a
she
very
gave me-
modern GP1.
She gave me brand new pit overhangs. I forget the exact name for this. Was it? No, she doesn't have the proper name here. But she gave me brand new ones that can actually be painted and customized. But I have not. I can't distribute them. They're no transfer. So I have to figure out ways to let people paint them properly. But that's a GP1 thing.
This is the reward. Oh my god, isn't this Homer Simpson car? It is Homer Simpson car.
Hmm?
Look, the reward is Homer Simpson car.
Okay, well, where?
Here.
Oh.
Look.
Okay, I know exactly where she got that model.
This is the vehicle designed by Homer Simpson. The original. Oh my god, the Homer. Okay, I know someone who would really love this car. And that person is, you can guess?
Not really, no.
Lobo, of course.
I wouldn't know that.
Yes, Lobo would love this car. This is very Lobo.
It's locked.
Okay, I cannot drive it either. Ah, car menu, okay. Engine. Okay, let's see how it is in ovals. We have the original Homer Simpson car. Hey, it drives well. It's not like an ACS random car.
Well, it had the ACS startup sounds, but as people have said before, ACS by itself, by default, is the infamous kind. It's when people actually edit it to just when people properly edit the scripts differently, then they can be acceptable to the majority of people.
Okay, that was a bit of an accident. When you impact objects, Homer Simpson sound. Okay, that's a nice reward. I'm stuck, I think. York says ACS is still terrible even with tweaking.
I mean, yeah, compared to what we're used to, certainly, I guess. I mean, I'm not trying to. I don't want to be rude. Just, you know, I like my scripts. I like the way my cars handle. So I've got major bias. So.
All right, so I guess that's all for today.
Mm-hmm.
So remember that later today at 11 a.m. Second Life time, we'll have the first round of the GT Super Endurance Championship, the Hour of Anubis Herd, the same track we raced yesterday in Proto Cup, but this time with the GT Super Endurance cars for 1 hour long.
Yep, and there will be, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 cars between 6 different teams. So we have Hiss, the reigning champions. We have Renaissance Van Wilhelmind. There's Alpinium Racing with 2 cars. There's Luke Carmona Racing with 2 cars. Evergarden Motorsports with 2 cars. And finally, MD Racing for a total of how many drivers? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22 drivers.
That's a lot of drivers actually.
There might actually only be 21 because I think Alpinium is going to be down 1 car. One person. But they have 3 names on each car. So when everyone is here, it's 20. Did I say 21 or 22?
22 at the beginning.
Yeah, 22.
Alright, so really looking forward for the season start. I will be, of course, live streaming it. I just hope that I don't have another power outage.
And for the record, I will not be commentating on that stream because I've got to focus on my own team.
Exactly. So I will be live streaming alone today. Maybe someone wants to join, but most likely not.
Well, Jesus said that he might.
Yeah,
But I
Jesus
want
also
him.
has to focus. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I want him in our voice channel. I need to be able to communicate with my drivers.
Exactly. So yeah, we'll be most likely alone. We'll be busy, that's true, because besides the streaming, I will be also co-hosting the event, and I will also be managing my team, where we have 2 cars. So it's gonna be many things to do, many things to pay attention to. I just hope I don't explode.
Yes,
In
Astra
between.
will not. Yeah, Astra is not racing because she is co-hosting alongside Emmy Blueberry, who is the head host, and I am a driver because I'm not hosting anything.
Yeah. So that's it. Thank you everyone for watching as usual. Remember to subscribe to the channel to help us with growing. Also leave your like if you want. And see you later today for the GTSE race.
Bye bye.